Ever wonder how big companies stay safe from hackers? They face thousands of possible weaknesses every day, but somehow they keep their systems running securely. The big question is, how do they know where to look? Vulnerabilities are everywhere. Every piece of software, device, and cloud tool can have flaws. Some are harmless. Others open doors for attackers. Imagine trying to guard a castle with hundreds of gates. You can't protect them all at once. You need to know which ones are weak and which ones matter most. That's what vulnerability management does. It helps organizations spot, rank, and fix risks before attackers do. The process starts with discovery. You can't secure what you don't know you have. Companies use scanners and asset tools to find every device and piece of software on their network. This includes laptops, servers, databases, and even internet-connected sensors. Discovery is like turning on a light in a dark room. You suddenly see what's really there. Once organizations have an inventory, they can begin scanning for weaknesses. Vulnerability scanners act like digital detectives. They compare each system against a massive database of known flaws. Each result gets recorded with details. A missing patch here, a weak password there, an outdated plugin or misconfiguration. But scanning creates a lot of noise. A large company might find tens of thousands of issues. Not all of them are critical. That's why prioritization comes next. It's about focus. Fixing everything would take too long and cost too much. Organizations must decide which vulnerabilities pose the greatest real-world risk. This prioritization is where strategy matters most. Vulnerability risk depends on three main ideas: severity, exposure, and impact. Severity tells how bad a flaw could be if exploited. Exposure shows how easily attackers can reach it. Impact measures what damage could occur if it's used against the system. For example, a public-facing web server flaw is more urgent than a flaw on an isolated test machine. A weakness with a known exploit available online is also more dangerous. These insights help security teams decide what to fix first. To make smart choices, companies rely on scoring systems like CVSS, the Common Vulnerability Scoring System. CVSS gives each flaw a numeric value based on technical factors. But modern programs go further. They combine CVSS scores with real-world context. Context can include whether the system is business critical, if attackers are actively exploiting it, or how easy the fix might be. This approach helps focus on what truly matters. After prioritization, the next step is remediation. This means actually fixing the problem. Sometimes it's simple, just applying a software patch. Other times it's complex, requiring updates, configuration changes, or even hardware replacements. Security teams work closely with IT and development teams to schedule fixes. They often use change management processes to avoid breaking systems while patching them. In many organizations, patching follows a structured cycle. Critical updates are handled quickly. Less urgent ones fit into regular maintenance windows. But remediation isn't the only path. When something can't be fixed right away, organizations use temporary risk reduction steps called mitigations. They might disable risky features, tighten access controls, or monitor the system closely. Verification follows remediation. It ensures that the fix actually worked. Scanners run again to confirm that vulnerabilities are gone. If issues remain, the cycle continues until everything is resolved. The result is a continuous loop. Discover, assess, prioritize, remediate, and verify. This cycle repeats again and again to keep defenses strong. Vulnerability management isn't about perfection. It's about reducing risk over time. It's an ongoing process rather than a one-time task. To make it more efficient, many organizations automate parts of the process. Automation helps handle repetitive scanning, data collection, and reporting. It ensures nothing slips through the cracks. Artificial intelligence now improves how vulnerabilities are analyzed. AI can predict which flaws are likely to be exploited next. It can recognize attack patterns faster than manual review. This adds a proactive layer. It helps teams fix issues before they become crises. However, vulnerability management isn't just about technology. It's also about teamwork. Security, IT, and business leaders must collaborate. The challenge is balancing speed with stability. If patches are rushed, systems might crash. If patches are delayed, attackers might strike. Finding that balance requires good communication and clear policies. Reporting makes that communication possible. Organizations track metrics like time to patch, number of unresolved issues, and compliance with regulations. Dashboards give leaders an overview of their risk posture. For example, a graph might show how many critical issues remain open. Charts can track average remediation time. These visuals help teams measure progress. When executives see measurable improvements, they invest more in security. Awareness at the top leads to stronger programs overall. Security audits and compliance reviews also rely on this data. Regulators often require proof that vulnerabilities are being managed responsibly. Reports show that systems are monitored, patches are applied, and risks are under control. In some industries, timelines are strict. Healthcare, finance, and government sectors have rules about how quickly vulnerabilities must be fixed. Missing those deadlines can mean penalties, but compliance isn't the same as real security. Checking boxes doesn't always mean being safe. The goal is resilience, being able to prevent, detect, and recover from attacks. The human element is key here. Employees can report unusual system behavior. Developers can code with security in mind. Admins can keep systems documented and up to date. In mature programs, vulnerability management becomes part of the company culture. Every team understands its role in protecting data. Organizations also learn from incidents. When something goes wrong, they review what happened. Did a patch fail? Was a detection tool misconfigured? Lessons from one event feed improvements into the next cycle. External partnerships matter too. Companies share threat information with industry peers and security communities. If one organization discovers a new exploit, others can prepare. Information sharing reduces response time across the entire ecosystem. Attackers move fast, but defenders can move faster when they collaborate. Let's look at how all this fits together in practice. A typical vulnerability management program begins with asset discovery. That's listing every server, laptop, and application in the network. Then vulnerability scans are run, producing long lists of findings. Those findings go into a centralized system, often called a vulnerability management platform. The platform helps sort, tag, and prioritize results. Security analysts review the data, filter out false positives, and focus on issues that truly matter. Then they coordinate with system owners to schedule patches or mitigations. Regular progress meetings keep everyone aligned. Updates get tracked, verified, and documented. The program loops continuously. To stay ahead, organizations also perform penetration testing. Skilled testers act like attackers to see if vulnerabilities can be exploited. Their results validate how effective the management program really is. When a critical vulnerability hits the news, such as Log4j in 2021, teams don't panic. They already have a process in place. They locate affected systems, assess exposure, apply patches, and verify fixes quickly. This preparedness turns a potential crisis into a manageable task. Over time, organizations measure their maturity. At first, they might handle vulnerabilities reactively. As they grow, they become proactive. Eventually, they predict risks before they appear. This evolution builds trust with customers, partners, and regulators. A strong vulnerability management program signals competence and responsibility. Technology evolves constantly. New devices, cloud services, and coding practices bring new challenges. Staying secure means keeping the cycle running and the culture strong. The key insight is this: vulnerability management isn't just about finding problems. It's about continuously improving how you respond to them. Every scan, every fix, every lesson adds up. Over time, that consistent effort builds a resilient defense. For any organization, big or small, the goal is progress, not perfection. Spot what matters most. Fix it efficiently. Learn and repeat. That's how they stay ahead of threats, one vulnerability at a time.